Hello and welcome to this video on IBM data replication. In this session, we're going to look at change data capture engine for Postgres database. Starting point to get to know about this engine is the official IBM documentation site. As we will see, it is at the expected location of IBM Knowledge Center, along with the documentation for other CDC replication engines. We can search on the net about Knowledge Center for data replication, and it should be relatively simple to get to this page. Note that this particular engine is supported from engine version 11.4. It will be advisable to validate our understanding against this page whenever in doubt. The product maintains a list of fixes and enhancements. Refer to this link if you are experiencing any unusual or unexpected behavior to find out if the issue has already been addressed. Next up, let's look at another very important page. This page lists down the supported hardware and the software for this replication engine. Click on the Edit button to choose PostgreSQL as the engine and feel free to play with the different tabs. Here we have chosen the supported software tab. This page shows that standalone Postgres database or Postgres on AWS are both supported by this replication engine. IBM's data replication for Postgres source currently uses logical replication APIs to source data. For more information on logical replication, feel free to use the URL noted against the logical replication. Logical replication is supported by a logical decoder component. The name of the component is test decoding and can be found under the lib folder. Postgres database provides replication slots. Replication slots are database objects and are the point of interaction between the subscribers and the WAL files or write-ahead log files. Slots prepare transaction details from WALs and streams them on the request from the subscribers of the replication APIs like CDC. In order to generate the log details from the WAL, the tables that are to be replicated must be configured with replica identity parameter on. IBM CDC will configure replica identity and slots, and users won't have to worry about creating or maintaining them. Let's look at some of the key features that are supported. We can have CDC engine on the same machine as the database, or we can have CDC running on a different machine from the database, and replication will work in both cases. For remote setup, HBA_CONF parameter of Postgres must be configured appropriately. The engine supports both enterprise and community versions of the database. By default, Postgres compresses data larger than 2000 bytes. Replication of such compressed data is supported. Replication will work if the machine where CDC is installed and the other machine where database is running are of different endian. Lastly, encoding supported by Postgres are supported by the CDC engine. What are the database features that are not supported by the CDC engine? The root or the base of a partition table is not supported for replication. However, the derived tables can be mapped and replicated from. Views are not supported, so are materialized views or foreign tables. Truncate is not supported. We will have to delete the rows instead. Replication from standby is not supported. Also note that replication slots will not be copied by PostgreSQL to standby automatically, making automatic failovers infeasible. Here are some of the prerequisites that we will have to keep in mind. Some of them are from the database side and rest are from the CDC engine side. To support logical replication, WAL level must be set to logical. Number of WAL senders must be one or more. WAL senders are the threads that reads the WAL logs. For a heavier load, consider having more than one WAL sender. CDC creates one slot for the shared script and one for each of the subscriptions. Hence, max replication slots parameter must be set higher than the number of subscriptions plus 1. For remote configuration, we'll have to follow the link as mentioned. CDC engine will need a database user and password, and the user must have super user permissions. Minimum memory requirement is 1 GB for most of the CDC engines, and so is for CDC for PostgreSQL engine. Database name and IP address or host name are some of the other requirements. Database version from 9.4 till 11 are supported currently, going by the documentation.
If we want to set up secured connections between CDC engine and the database, we can refer to this link on how to set up TLS connections between two CDC engines or between a CDC engine and the database.
There is a new command that has been introduced for this engine. It is called dmset postgresql. The way logical replication works is that logs are prevented from being backed up till data is read and confirmed flush LSN position of the slot has moved ahead. dmset postgresql does just that. It needs to be run on a regular basis, otherwise WAL files will keep accumulating, eventually eating up all the storage space.
One of the possible initial hiccup is to end up finding no data being replicated. One useful way to narrow down the issue is to make sure that the Postgres replication APIs are sending log records to CDC. There is a sample program from Postgres JDBC documentation site which can be run with minor or no modifications. The sample program may prove handy to make sure PostgreSQL logical APIs have been configured appropriately.